This Hollywood heavyweight became a star at age 19 when she was cast opposite Gene Kelly in Singin' in the Rain. Now, nearly 50 years later, Debbie Reynolds has seen it all. She survived fame and scandals and bankruptcy to become somehow like one of her famous characters. So tonight it's dinner with the unsinkable Debbie Reynolds. She was born Mary Frances Reynolds to a poor family in Texas in 1932. Her life changed forever when she won a beauty contest at the age of 16. That led to a screen test and a movie contract with MGM, where at the age of 18 she became a star. 3 years later, she married the man who would break her heart. After 2 children and only 4 years of marriage, Eddie Fisher ran off with Elizabeth Taylor. The embarrassment didn't stand in the way of Debbie's success. In 1964, she received an Oscar nomination for The Unsinkable Molly Brown, a title that has stuck. These days, you can find Debbie on the silver screen and performing all over the world in her one-woman show. We caught up with her in Las Vegas.
I don't know what's the matter with me with men, because you've been as sweet. I know that. It's my fault. Because my mom and dad were married 56 years. That's the way it should be. They didn't talk for 42, but...
Debbie Reynolds just finished the opening night performance of her highly acclaimed nightclub act, and now I'm headed up to the High Roller Suite here at the Orleans Hotel, where she's staying for a little late-night dinner.
Come in.
Oh, Chef Silas.
How you doing,
Love
man?
doing a little
How you
house
doing?
call, huh?
Great, yes.
Thank you.
Come on in. Have a seat.
Debbie Reynolds.
Hi, Bill Boggs. Hi there.
Thank you.
I am so excited about eating all
You're
this
excited.
stuff.
I'm happy to see you. I love the show tonight.
Thank
And
you.
thanks for having me up.
Well, you know, I like to eat in my room because after the show, you're tired. And then it's very quiet here. Isn't it pretty?
It's perfect setting for me. Also perfect was the evening's menu, which was prepared by Chef Silas Bowser. The first course was a seared salmon with fresh berries and Chambord sauce for Debbie, and I had the tuna trio, which is carpaccio, tartare, and blackened tuna.
Seared in heaven.
Now, how are you with food? I mean, you're a
Heavenly. I love to eat.
finicky eater, or do you go for anything? Or?
I think, you know, I was raised in Texas, and we were a very poor family, so we didn't eat very much. We were in an area all Mexican food, which I love and adore. So that's my indulgence, is Mexican food. But when I came into show business, first thing I did, see, my mother, I didn't know. I thought my mother was a good cook. She was a lousy cook.
What was the worst thing she made?
When you don't have money, you don't have a choice.
And did Debbie inherit her mother's skill in the kitchen?
I can't cook at all.
You can't cook.
Well, I could, if I wanted to. You know, I'd go take lessons.
No, but at the present time, we put you in the kitchen with all the ingredients. We give you an hour. We come back later. What happens?
Well, I would hire someone to cook. I mean,
Let's face it. I know you've been through 3 husbands and 5 kids. Where'd
I
the
don't
food
like how
come
you
from?
phrase that. I've been through. They did
They've
that
been
to
through
me.
you.
Thank you. Really, the phrasing is only a man would say it like that.
We'll shift it around. We'll shift it back. But the 5 kids, where'd the food come from for the kids, Debbie?
You know, the first dime I ever had, I hired a cook, a housekeeper
Really?
cook. Oh, absolutely. Instead of a car, a fancy car, or, you know, a Cadillac or a piece of jewelry, no. I hired a cook.
How's the salmon, by the way?
Oh, this is delicious, and I could do this.
Well, let's pop into the kitchen at La Louisiane to find out just how Chef Silas prepares the dish. Chef Silas starts by adding olive oil to a hot pan. He then seasons the salmon and sears it on one side. After the skin is brown, he finishes the salmon in the oven. Meanwhile, the chef combines sugar and Chambord in a hot sauté pan.
After you put the sugar and the Chambord, you let it reduce down till it comes to simmer, and they're going to thicken up naturally.
Once the alcohol burns off, the sauce will thicken. Then Chef Silas adds blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries. He finishes the sauce with a pinch of butter. To plate the dish, Chef Silas lays the salmon on a bed of sautéed julienne squash, and he spoons the sauce on top.
And now we have seared salmon on a bed of julienne and vegetables, fresh berry and Chambord sauce, La Louisiana style, cooked from the heart. Bon appetit.
During our meal, I asked Debbie to reminisce about the old days at the MGM commissary.
The commissary had just regular food, you know, the stews.
But who would you see? What kind of people?
Oh, Oh my! Who's who? You know, Spencer Tracy, Judy Garland, Mickey Rooney, Ann Miller, Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire.
Just to name a few. But the question is, did they eat, or was everybody just watching their figure?
Well, everyone was beautiful. You know, the stars were beautiful when we were all young. We had 17-inch waists. I would say they did watch. You know, like Vera Ellen would only eat steak, a piece of steak,
Right.
and one vegetable, and that's it.
All day? That's just one meal?
Well, that's it, one meal.
But when Debbie got her big break to star in Singing in the Rain opposite dance sensation Gene Kelly, there was one problem. She couldn't dance. Gene Kelly really didn't want you in that part, did he?
Well, who would? You know, don't you think it's really impossible to think that you're called into an office and Mr. Mayer, who the desk was a little higher up, so they always looked like a king.
Yeah, right.
And you were always a little smaller because you were down there. And he called in Gene Kelly and he said, I'd like you to meet your leading lady. And I'm a total unknown. I've just been at MGM a short time. I'm 17 and not quite 18 years old, and I've never danced. Gene Kelly said, well, are you a trained dancer, Debbie? I said, well, no, sir, you know, but I'm an athlete. He said, but to dance with me, Singing in the Rain, you know, we're going to have fantastic numbers. Can you do a Maxie Ford? I said, is that a car?
As a child, Debbie never dreamed she'd become a star.
My dream was to become a gym teacher, and that was within my thinking and within my families and the means that we would have. I'd have to earn my way through college. I had to get a scholarship. We had no money.
Right.
So imagine, what, are you going to be a movie star? What, are you crazy? When they asked my daddy, I won Miss Burbank contest. There was a talent scout there. And when they said to my daddy, so Mr. Reynolds, we're going to do a screen test of your daughter, he said, why would you do that? She doesn't have any talent. She's not even pretty. Why would you do that?
But pretty is exactly what she was. Young, innocent, and pretty. But the girl next door was in for a rocky ride. Welcome back to Hollywood Heavyweights. Right now we're in Las Vegas with our first guest, Debbie Reynolds, who regularly performs at the Orleans Hotel. Now, crawfish quarters may not be your game, but the odds are you'll find something great to eat at this New Orleans-inspired hotel. Don Miguel's is a casual Mexican restaurant featuring classics like sizzling fajitas, beef tacos, and ceviche. At Canal Street Grill, it's meat and potatoes Bayou style. Make sure to order a side of their famous resin-baked potatoes, which are cooked in molten brown sugar and served in brown paper. For dessert, how about a slice of Black Forest cake? Our dinner with Debbie Reynolds was from La Louisiane, the hotel's salute to New Orleans. Our second course included a smoked twin medallion of beef and seared sea bass with crawfish risotto.
Thank
That's
you.
a southern accent. Thank you. Enjoy it. Okay?
Oh, it looks wonderful. Looks wonderful, especially since I didn't have to cook it.
Some of the characters Debbie has made famous over the years come from movies like Tammy and the Bachelor, The Unsinkable Molly Brown, The Singing Nun, and more recently, Mother. Debbie takes the business of movie making so seriously that she's been known to recreate a movie set right in her own home.
Now, yes, I practiced really hard because I wanted to be really good and natural. And when you rehearse enough in the kitchen, it's your kitchen. So I didn't have to look at the cupboards, and I didn't have to look where the refrigerator was, and I didn't have to act.
You built a kitchen in your house, and did you then actually go through actually
And the
using it?
refrigerator and the freezer, so that I could just, be completely natural with Albert, my son, who comes to eat. And of course, I keep everything frozen, so it's horrible. In the way the part was me, because I don't cook.
Right.
But I wouldn't have anything frozen. I would have fresh food.
You probably have a telephone nearby to order out, I would imagine. Debbie Reynolds was a movie darling, but behind the happy, fresh face was a woman who struggled through 3 bad marriages. The first and most publicized was to crooner Eddie Fisher, who left Debbie and ran off with Elizabeth Taylor.
We were friends before the tragedy of Eddie and the divorce and all that. And then after she married Richard Burton and I remarried Harry Carl, my second husband, we met and we talked about it all. She apologized. How many times can you say I'm sorry?
But it was her second husband who lost his fortune and hers along with it. So Debbie took to the stage to pay her bills. Her third husband, though, sent her to the poorhouse, and Debbie claimed bankruptcy and lost a Las Vegas casino that bared her name.
You go through the blows, and you take the blows and you fall down for a few days and you go through the pain that you have to go through. When the husbands take your money and steal everything, I mean, the fact that you allowed it, but you know, when someone says, I love you, and that's your husband, you should believe in him. If you give up believing and loving, then you've lost. I like being married. I thought that my husbands loved me, but in the end it's proven no. They really loved my money and my fame, and they didn't love me.
Do you have any sense that you could ever have an intimate relationship, a marriage with another man, or is it really finished now at this stage?
It's enough.
It's enough.
Well, the thing is, you have just so many years left, so you must now enjoy the people you really know that love you. My son loves me, my daughter loves me, my brother loves me. I want to be with my family. I want to enjoy them. I don't want to give any more time to a false love.
So over a dessert of blueberry white chocolate bread pudding and a lemon icebox tart, Debbie had some final thoughts about her future.
Now suppose, God willing, 10 years go by. 10 years. We're talking 10 years into the future. We come back. You're still doing a wonderful show here at the Orleans. What do you want to be able to say about that decade that has passed as you're now, nearing 80?
I would be really happy. I would be 78.
78.
Well, I'm 68, so in 10 years, I hope to be here. I hope if I can be here, I'd like God to let me be here and be healthy. And I'll always be happy because I'm a happy person inside. And I know that I'll be allowed to go to the special place. I'm very grateful that I have children. I can't wait in 10 years. My granddaughter would be 18. That would be exciting, for me to see where her life has gone. I want to see my daughter finally have a good, happy marriage instead of her life running right alongside me.
Yeah.
It's like almost a little pony, I would like my daughter to have somebody special in her life. And I have an extraordinary son, Todd. So 10 years, I'd like to be on stage